You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro. Don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions, they blocking your vision. But no, you can't listen, that shit is all fiction. Cause you hold the power as long as you're driven. There's no way that you make it. And maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Aren't you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back.
Welcome everybody to the final SmackDown Live of the year. I hope everyone's day is going well so far. We have an action-packed show for you guys. Sold out crowd once again. Let's get the final episode of SmackDown Live for this year underway from Cleveland, Ohio. Okay guys, we are kicking off this final episode of SmackDown Live with another one of Pete Dunne's United Kingdom Championship Open challenges. We're going to find out here in a second who accepts Dunne's challenge, and it looks like it's going to be Aiden English. This does in fact make some sense. If you guys remember last time, Pete Dunne was defending the title on SmackDown Live. Aiden English did try and mess up that match, tried to do a run-in, wasn't successful, but Pete Dunne didn't forget what Aiden English at least attempted to do. So Aiden English here on SmackDown, of course, looking to take the United Kingdom Championship away from Pete Dunne. And speaking of Pete Dunne, let's get the Bruiserweight United Kingdom Champion out here now. Pete Dunne has been on a roll. He has yet to lose his championship that he introduced earlier in the year. And we do already know that come TakeOver New Orleans next week, Pete Dunne will be defending the United Kingdom Championship. That will be if he can survive, or if he could beat and survive Aiden English here tonight. Then he will go to TakeOver New Orleans and defend the title once again. Of course, we won't know the opponent until they come out and answer the call. But Pete Dunne very much looking forward to tonight's title defense and TakeOver New Orleans. We have big news in regards to NXT and stuff moving forward for the yellow and black brand. But we will discuss that more in tomorrow's episode, so definitely stay tuned for that. It'll be big news, that's all I'm going to say. But we're going to leave it there. Big news coming tomorrow for NXT. Pete Dunne versus Aiden English here tonight on SmackDown Live. To start things off, United Kingdom Championship on the line. Can Aiden English put down the Bruiserweight and take the United Kingdom Championship? We'll find out here by the end of this matchup. We haven't seen Aiden English too much this year. He's just kind of been floating around, more or less. But a big opportunity for English. Knees to the midsection of Pete Dunne to start things off. Stuns the Bruiserweight momentarily. Another kick and an uppercut takes Pete Dunne down. Just as it heads up with tonight's main event, the Royal Rumble winner, The Miz, will be in action. It's pretty much a quote-unquote warm-up match and a final hurdle ahead of his WWE title matchup against the phenomenal AJ Styles at WrestleMania. So The Miz will be in action in tonight's main event as Aiden English is taking it to Pete Dunne early here in this matchup. A big elbow, step up enziguri by the UK champ. Aiden English pulls himself up against the ropes. Now clothesline by Dunne takes English down. Yeah, very furious. Pete Dunne is definitely not someone English or anyone for the most part would want to mess with. Stiff forearms to the face of Aiden. And now one to the back. Referee's count continues. German suplex by Pete Dunne. Picks up Aiden once again. Tosses him back into the ring as the referee's count gets to 5. Look at this deadlift. Sit out power bomb by the United Kingdom champion. The strength and toughness of Pete Dunne is second to none. Oh, pulls Aiden English face first into the rope. And yanks on the arm and shoulder as well. Going after the leg of Aiden English. This is one of the moves Pete Dunne did when facing Hideo Itami. And that added to the list of injuries for Itami. And I guess as a small update, as Pete Dunne goes for an early cover, Aiden English kicks out. Aiden English still in this matchup. Back on the point with Hideo Itami. He's still going to be out injured. He, like we said last time, maybe just done with professional wrestling altogether after the severity of his injuries at the hands of Pete Dunne in their UK title matchup several weeks ago. I'll have to get a word from Itami at some point, or at least Dusty Rhodes, with an update and 100% accurate confirmation. Pete Dunne looking to end Aiden English here with another sit-out powerbomb into the cover. 1, 2, no, English kicks out again. I already said before, Aiden English has to be careful. We already know what Pete Dunne is fully capable of. Hideo Itami firsthand knows what the Bruiserweight is all about. Jawbreaker from Aiden English. Clothesline takes Dunne down quickly. Aiden now with some stomps to the chest and the midsection. Turns him around. Full Nelson. Face buster into the cover for the UK title. Aiden English with an upset victory. 1, 2, and no. Pete Dunne gets the shoulder up in time. Pete Dunne just barely staying in it. Picks him up again. English was looking for the director's cut, but Pete Dunne fighting through. Another sit-out power bomb. Doesn't go for the cover this time. Bruiserweight is fired up. Goes for another cover on English. 1, and no. Aiden still in this matchup somehow. Very good showing by English in this matchup. You know, we don't really see him too often, but can be very impressive in the ring when given an opportunity, and he has a big one in front of him right now. Dunne sends him off the ropes. Slingshot. Dunne looking to end this matchup. Turns him around. Goes for the bitter end on Aiden English. Cover. 1, 2, 3, and Pete Dunne retains the United Kingdom Championship. Very good showing from Aiden English, but it was not good enough to beat the Bruiserweight Pete Dunne. Another bitter end by the UK champion, and he remains the UK champion after that matchup. We see some highlights. Aiden English nearly finished it off with the full Nelson facebuster, but just at the last possible millisecond, Pete Dunne got the shoulder up and continued his offensive explosion to put Aiden English down for good. Pete Dunne is still United Kingdom champion. What a way to start off the final SmackDown of the year. But let's get ready for tonight's main event. The Men's Royal Rumble winner, The Miz, is in action. Okay, everyone, time for the main event of SmackDown Live, and it will be, of course, match we mentioned before, the A-lister The Miz, the Men's Royal Rumble winner, will be in action. We'll find out who his opponent is here in mere moments. But as the A-lister makes his way down to the ring, we do have an announcement and confirmation for yet another match at the Show of Shows WrestleMania in 2 weeks. It will be Lars Sullivan, the Intercontinental Champion, defending his title against the former Intercontinental Champion and the returning Bobby Roode. We saw Bobby return at the Royal Rumble. It was down to The Miz and Roode in the final 2 of the Men's Rumble match. The Miz, of course, won that, but Roode had an impressive showing throughout his time in the Rumble. He wants one more shot at the Intercontinental Championship, a title he didn't technically lose. He had to relinquish due to injury earlier this year. So Lars Sullivan, the Freak, taking on the glorious Bobby Roode for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania is confirmed. The Undertaker, SmackDown General Manager, of course, he confirmed it earlier today. And that will be set in stone, so we've got another match for WrestleMania. Another interesting one, too, as this crowd cheering for The Miz and also cheering for his opponent, the Monster Among Men and former WWE Champion, Braun Strowman. Strowman was champion for a majority of the year up until SummerSlam, where Apollo Crews defeated him in a David versus Goliath type matchup. Braun still on a path of destruction despite a couple of recent losses. And Braun Strowman is the final hurdle for The Miz ahead of his title match against AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. And Braun Strowman is someone AJ knows very well. And I think it would be safe to say that AJ might have picked this quote-unquote final hurdle for The Miz as part of the warm-up match for the A-lister ahead of the title matchup at Mania. This won't be an easy task for The Miz. Not an easy task by any means. The Miz has been on a roll over the past couple of months, being a very important part of Survivor Series, defeating his arch nemesis Daniel Bryan, nearly winning the King of the Ring tournament, and then of course winning the Royal Rumble. Most recently, Braun Strowman now with a reversal headbutt to The Miz. Miz having a resurgent end of the year, turning his career around for the better. It's a big opportunity at WrestleMania, of course. We keep pretty much repeating ourselves there. AJ versus Miz for the WWE title at WrestleMania. May possibly even be the main event, but we'll have to see how the rest of the Mania card shapes up, and I think we might bring it to a vote to see who you guys want to see main event this year's WrestleMania. Braun Strowman with another reversal takes down The Miz. Now some vicious stomps by the Monster Among Men. Some big right hands right to the face. Miz rolls out of the way. A left jab. Braun catches that one, and another headbutt takes Miz down. Stomp right to the chest again. Strowman picks him up. Takes him down, goes for a roll-up on the A-lister, but no, Miz kicks out. It's a rope break as well. Strowman getting a lot of his frustrations out on The Miz in this matchup so far. Miz staying in it. Big boot to the face. Picks him up once again. Kick to the midsection. Miz has to use his speed and quickness advantage over Strowman to keep the bigger man down. Armbar on Strowman to put Braun away. Wrenching on the arm as far as he can. The bigger the opponent, the more the submission maneuver does damage. Braun fighting out. Turns the weight around. Big right hand. A couple others to break the hold. Damage might already be done though. Strowman having to use his left hand despite the damage done to it with the submission. Miz takes out the knee. Vintage Miz with the DDT. Strowman to his feet. Miz looks like he's going for skull crushing finale, but no, goes to the figure four leg lock. Braun Strowman in trouble. Braun Strowman in trouble, but the Monster Among Men's height saved himself in this matchup so far. Miz drags Strowman closer to the ropes. Feet on the ropes for leverage, and Strowman's able to power out anyway. Braun definitely does not appreciate Miz trying to get a sneaky win there. Scrapes the boot across the forehead of the Monster Among Men. Miz very impressive in this matchup, despite the major disadvantage. Braun into the corner. Clothesline from the Miz. Braun quickly to his feet. Clothesline takes the Miz down. Ducks Miz's attempt at a clothesline. Back body drop by Braun. spine buster, a vicious one at that. Takes Miz down, drop toe hold, takes Braun out. Strowman rolls out bottom rope. The Miz weathering the storm of the Monster Among Men. Staying in this. Faring very well. Do a lot of damage to Braun in the process. And the recent success of The Miz has definitely lit a new fire under the A-lister. He's even more confident than he usually is, which is saying a lot considering the typical arrogance we're used to seeing from Miz. But he's been a lot more humble despite some of his in-ring actions. He's been very... It's uncharacteristic of The Miz, but considering his success, I guess... we said this last time we saw Miz, but it seems like he's turning over a new leaf in the process. And again, a newly lit fire under him, keeping him motivated and focused more than usual. Again, going for the spike DDT to Strowman a second time, using Strowman's weight against him that time as well. 1, 2, and Strowman's able to power out again. The Miz, clearly stunned, thought he put him away. Braun slowly to his feet. Miz with the skull-crushing finale, and he takes Strowman down. Just plants the Monster Among Men face first into the mat as we see the replay again. Into the cover. Can the Miz get over this final hurdle? 1, 2, 3, and he does. He just defeated Braun Strowman. What a match from the Miz. I guess it's safe to say it's an upset in a way, considering he just defeated Braun Strowman, former WWE Champion. But the Miz, full head of steam heading into WrestleMania. This will wrap up the final SmackDown of the year. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. And we'll see everybody on NXT tomorrow.
Gotta go, man, I'm on the chase now. Leave me on my own. I got a chance to break now. Here I fucking go. Take control of fate.